All right, so this video is about women. I wanted to focus on real beauty versus synthetic. So, what do I mean by real beauty? Real beauty is going to be no makeup, no add-ons, no eyelashes, not much augmentation. I mean, obviously you're gonna wax where you need to wax. You're gonna shave where you need to shave. You got a mustache, you want to get rid of that. Okay, cool. You got hair that you want to get done. That's cool. Synthetic would be, putting on a weave. It would be putting on makeup. It would be um, implants. It would be surgery, plastic, whatever. See, I think it's pretty common sense. So what's in So this is why I'm arguing this. Real beauty is always going to outclass. It is always going to outdo. It is always going to outperform synthetic or fake. So what is wrong with synthetic beauty? First of all, it's not even real. It's just merely a way that you can trick the mind to thinking that there's actual beauty, whether it be accentuating the nose, the eyes, the jawline, whatever. What you're doing is you're using a means of trickery or illusion to aesthetically appeal better. But that's not actual beauty, because actual beauty is like, hey, look, this is how I look. Look at me right now. No makeup. I think I'm decent looking. But well, okay, let me get back to the point. Synthetic beauty is going to be generic. It's not you, it's fake. It's not who you are as an individual. It's merely copying what you see. It's a technique that you picked up. It's a craft that you've been able to master, but it is not actually you. The makeup that you lather on your skin is not you. The foundation that you put on to hide your flaws is not you. The contours that you're able to draw on, that's not you. That's merely an illusion. It's a way for you to aesthetically appeal to be beautiful without actually being beautiful yourself. Now, there's no originality there. It's inauthentic. There's a difference between looking like everybody else and actually being yourself. But this goes on to the next thing. You're not okay with how you look. So what are you doing? You're feeding into your insecurity. The more and more insecure you feel about yourself, the more and more you're going to want to apply something. The more and more you want to go change yourself to what you unnaturally look like. The more and more you're going to want to fake the funk. You're not actually going to want to be yourself. You're going to want to look like something you saw on TV, something you saw on the movies, in some magazine, some celebrity. You're going to want to emulate that, which means you're going to become less of yourself, and you're going to want to take on this form. But that's not actually you. So you are just merely positively reinforcing the negative aspects about how you feel inside. So how is it? This is counterfeit. You are counterfeiting your look, you're counterfeiting your body, you're counterfeiting the length of your hair. You're counterfeiting in order to compensate for your own insecurity, which means you're not comfortable in your own skin. As you become more and more uncomfortable with how you feel in the inside, you focus more and more on the outside so that you can gain some sense of validation, some sense of comfort through the attention that you get, all as you neglect the inside. So you focus more on the outside while you neglect the inside. As you become older, more wrinkly, less out of shape, more stressed out, more strung out looking, you have to further and further compensate for your lack of value on the inside by patching up and covering and boarding up everything on the outside to make sure that you can keep the facade going. But that ends up neglecting your values, your health, your energy, your peace of mind, your psychology. See where this goes? How is real beauty better? Real beauty is, first off, it is the woman in her natural state. I'm not saying she can't do her hair. I'm not saying she can't have glowing skin. I'm not saying she can't take care of it. This is real beauty. Real beauty is when a woman reaches the pinnacle of her glow or her disciplinary venture, her journey of self-improvement and mastery. She becomes more attractive inherently. It's just a consequence of that. You see where I'm going? This is a sustainable way to be instead of the unsustainable, oh, I always have to patch up myself. I always have to wake up and make sure I'm not, I always have to wake up and make sure I cover up my flaws and all that. No, I don't need to do that anymore because of my diet. It's good. You see how it's sustainable? My training, my pores are clear because of how much I'm sweating out my toxins, because of how much I'm training. My skin looks good because of how much sleep I'm getting. There's less bags under my eyes because I'm less stressed. I'm focusing more on my inner self. Nextly, this is going to make you more unique and more appreciable, because people are going to see how special you are as an individual, because you stand out in your own uniqueness as opposed to trying to be generic in a certain look. Your facial features and all that, they become more and more accentuated as you become healthier, as you train, as you sleep, as you eat right. All these things are going to add to your natural beauty. And we all are going to be able to appreciate something that's real, something that's not faking the funk. It's actually who you are. It is you as an individual. As I was touching on in the beginning, you're going to see natural benefits of this. It's going to have health effects throughout your body, but more importantly, it's going to have psychological effects about how you feel inside. You're going to become more confident you're going to become more confident because of how you look on the outside. It's merely a consequence of what you've been doing on the inside. Becoming more disciplined, becoming more of a person of self-care, becoming more loving of who you are, becoming more mindful of how you spend your time and how you eat your food and what you're doing throughout the day. You're going to become more protective. You're going to become more confident. But all this is just so your outside is just going to be a consequence of actually how you feel inside. So basically, the inward you becomes better, and that oozes out to the outward you. So focusing on natural beauty is just going to be a result of focusing on the inside. So this is why synthetic is always going to be outclassed and outbeaten and outperformed by natural beauty, because you focus on the inside and it goes and it emanates outwardly, as opposed to the other way where you become a synthetic person and you focus more on the outside but neglect the inside. Now, for all the people who are like this, okay, I see what you're saying, James, but like I still wanna paint my face. I still wanna go get those implants. I still wanna go, attach some fake hair on my scalp. I wanna ask you this. Why don't you ask yourself these questions? First of all, why hide who you are? Now, secondly, what do you gain from this? Thirdly, is it worth the cost? So maybe you haven't thought about the cost. If you weren't able to ascertain some of them, if you weren't able to pick up some of them that I brought to you in the arguments for natural beauty, here's some I can think of right now that I wrote down. First off, you're wasting your time, because there's an opportunity cost to the time that you're spending here. You could have been spending on self-improvement. You could have been spending on making sure you're eating healthier. You could have been spending on making sure you're getting the natural supplements or ointments, instead of faking your face and your look. You're wasting money. Money you could have been spending on self-help. Money you could have been spending on better diets that would have had more of a long-term effect. You're only focusing on the short term, how you look. Nextly, you're going to be getting more confident. Confident is going to become inward, because because your inner confidence that you're going to get from this is going to stem from the good decisions that you've made, the moral, the ethical, the responsible decisions to eat better, to get more sleep, to train hard. There's way more self-improvement effects in the long term than there is for the synthetic route. Another thing, people are going to appreciate you. See, we always think that people are fake, right? We always don't want fake people, but we always don't want to hang around fake people, and yet we are fake, and yet we act fake, and yet we dress fake, and yet we lather on fake. We will be more appreciated as who we are inside, because it'll reflect outside. The people who are really meant to be around us are going to be around us. The people who really like our look, our natural, unique look, are going to gravitate towards us. We can trust ourselves. We can trust that we can trust who we're with when we're with them, because we trust that they actually like us for us, as opposed to the act or the show or the mirage or the mask or the representative that we're showing instead. Another one, we're not stereotypical. In other words, we're not giving into the false beauty standard. The beauty standard of, oh, real beauty is faking who you are. Real beauty is not being yourself. It's augmenting, it's adding on. No, that's false. Real beauty is natural. It It is naturally occurring. It is refined. It is classy. It is you. It is unique. That's real beauty. Your skin. The cost of the makeup is going to be your skin. You're constantly covering it up. It doesn't get enough oxygen. It doesn't even get sunlight. It doesn't get the proper circulation, the nutrients that it needs from the sun, the air. The oils are not going to be able to move freely because you're basically burying your face every day. You're burying it too often. It doesn't get to breathe. So therefore it suffers. Your health. The biggest organ in your body is your skin. But most importantly, it's going to be your self-worth, because as you constantly charade around being someone you're not, lathering up to cover up who you really are, you are giving into your insecure desires, which is, I'm not good enough. I am better when I'm not myself. They won't like the real me if I show them. I must hide myself. You feed into all these insecurities, and therefore it becomes harder and harder to get rid of. It becomes harder and harder to become natural. It becomes harder and harder to actually be the real you, because you're so addicted to this crutch of a fake persona, a fake aesthetic. So with that being said, I basically, I'm just trying to be here to explain to women that, look, men and women alike, we all admire the realness, the real you, your originality, your authenticity. This is what we admire. If you want to have healthy relationships, you got to be healthy yourself. If you want somebody who's honest, you got to be honest yourself. If you don't want fake people, you got to stop being fake, or else you can't talk about getting what you deserve, because in reality you don't, because you're not acting that way. So just be consistent. So that's all I got for now. Like and subscribe. Peace.